And welcome back. As you've probably been hearing, there are workers claiming for pay rise due to the high inflation which has been hitting us at the beginning of this year. Mind you, it's inflation through the pandemic had left a little bit damage on the economy of various nations, hospitality and other sectors. And now we're in this kind of conflict era, and due to the inflation, is legitimate. The workers are asking for a pay rise, but it's not sufficient enough to cover the costs of living, which are going skyrocketing. And the trade unions, I think there was a British politician said something vilifying the trade unions for backing workers' rights to have a pay rise, saying the trade unions are just only helping Putin in his war. I don't see how it's helping Putin at all, in no such manner. It's not Putin which put sanctions upon the Western economy. It's the West which put sanctions on him, but really the effects are falling upon the citizens of the West and America as well. All those who applicate sanctions against Russia, which is slowly destroying each nation's economy. It's another dirty trick which they use, the blame game to mislead people or distract them from the real issues. Because those people say we must send weapons and arms to Ukraine to fight the Russians without going through diplomatic channels first. They are warmongers. Just only supporting a certain interest of an industry to produce weapons. And obviously more people are going to die. Innocent people, as usual, happens in every war. And to be discredited trade unions for doing their legitimate role, defending and striking, I personally do not accept this type of behaviour nor this act. You got these kind of globalist corporations that shows nice adverts how their businesses are powered by God knows what, solar panels, referring to an advert here in Italy of Amazon, and they're saying we'll have an electric fleet of vehicles. They love the green issues and these corporations, especially Amazon, but how they treat their workers, like shit. If you have to go to Bog for have a slash, they dock time off your pay, believe it or not. Yes, it's a common practice, especially in America. If you are at the coffee machine legitimately having your break, do the same. They dock off time off your wages. If you do not achieve a very frenetic aim and goal which they set, they do the same thing. They just take off, pay off your, monthly wages due to that. Practically, you're a slave, and they want to talk about equality and rights. They're more tyrant than the politicians and the governments are around the world. That's in the United Kingdom. Here in Italy, trade unions are the sidekick of the system or establishment in this moment. The three known Confederate trade unions. We're talking about GGL, Wheel, and Cheese, which since the period of pandemia, they've been promoting workers should take the magic potion to go to work. They wanted the health pass to be introduced at work. They wanted a law to make it mandatory, or workers should have the famous magic potion treatment. And there is another cowardly thing they are doing to Italian workers currently. This is the second time. The first time it was 4th of May, which all the trade unions, which I mentioned, those three big ones, they urgently asked an encounter with the Italian Health Minister and various institutions here in Italy, and the state of what you would call it, of industrialists here in Italy. They were asking, in the name of our safety, the Italian workers in the private sector have to wear dog muzzles, despite they're saying, it's on the increase of this thingy bob. No, every time a variant comes along, it may be contagious, but it's not deadly. And yet again, they've done it again. The only place here in Italy, at the discretion of the employees, is these dog muzzles employees have to wear. Every single aspect of these pandemic legislation mostly have disappeared. Workers in the private sector, in this hot weather, have to wear these silly things, which it's no good for your breathing, especially the type of tasks you do at work. Does not help you. It poisons your brain if you breathe your CO2, and can result to brain damage. CO2 to the brain is a poison, and these so-called experts, they tend to forget this. And the type of dog mask which you wear, those which say fills out 99% of so-called phantomatic viruses, does more damage. Doesn't let you breathe properly. You just breathe in what you just breathe out. Hence to all those type of things, medical issues, headaches, wheeziness, tiredness, and all that stuff. It's absolutely disgusting. These trade unions have become such a low life of the pond, that lurky, corrupt system they've become. It's been going on for years in other ways, selling out workers' rights, and they tend to push to other type of agendas. Klaus Schubert mentioned he's even got the cooperation of trade unions. We've got to see what trade unions in what country they follow this type of globalist agenda as an ideology, as trade union policy. Well, you just have to look at finances, donations. If it's written open society, that's George Soros, which has been giving money to certain organisations. And I won't be surprised if they would give it to trade unions.